Hey everyone, Sarah Nagle here with a quick update before we dive into today's episode of AI Powered by People. Today we're re-airing our very first episode of Season 2 featuring Whoop, the AI-powered health companion that's been redefining how we think about recovery, performance, and personal wellness. Why now? Because Whoop just rolled out a major update. And as someone who's already pretty deep into tracking my fitness, recovery, and overall health, I'm genuinely excited about this. Whoop 5.0 isn't just an upgrade, it's a complete evolution. It's smaller, faster, and way more efficient, with a refreshed app and new features I've honestly been hoping for. Things like Health Span, which is a legit way to track how well you're aging, FDA-cleared EKG, blood pressure insights, and even hormonal tracking for women. They're also adding new subscription tiers, which makes it way more accessible for everyday users, not just hardcore athletes. And there's a new black leather strap, which means you don't have to swap it out when you're heading to something a little bit more dressed up. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. So if you've ever wondered what it might feel like to talk to your Whoop or have it talk back, this is the perfect time to revisit that vision. We'll be back next week with an all-new episode. But for now, let's rewind to our conversation with Brett Tom, SVP of Industrial Design at Whoop. Enjoy!
If I could talk to my Whoop, then I would potentially ask it, what sort of workout do you recommend me doing today? I know that it already has my strain on there daily with how much I should be working out, but maybe it could tell me what I should be doing specifically. It'd be nice if I could talk to it and it could hold me accountable in that way, other than just through my daily stream.
Welcome to AI Powered by People, where we explore what happens when products and brands gain voices shaped by your interactions. I'm Sarah Nagle, and we're exploring a world where everyday items become your companions, learning from you and answering your questions. Each episode will explore products and brands through the eyes of consumers and industry experts, and we'll chat with Vurbs, our AI companions that bring these experiences to life. Today, we're diving into the world of Whoop, the AI health companion that's redefining personal wellness through continuous monitoring and smart insights. From elite athletes to busy parents, Whoop is changing how we understand and optimize our health. Founded in 2012 by Will Ahmed at Harvard, Whoop emerged from a mission to better understand human performance and recovery. The company transformed personal health tracking by introducing continuous monitoring of key metrics like strain, sleep, and recovery, data previously only available to elite athletes. By 2020, Whoop reached unicorn status with a $1 billion valuation. What sets Whoop apart is its AI-driven approach to health insights, moving beyond basic fitness tracking to provide actionable data about how your body responds to daily stressors and activities. Today, it's becoming a significant player in the personal health tech space, making professional-grade health monitoring accessible to everyday users.
So my relationship with Whoop is one that's been quite long. It's over 10 years. I was part of the original design team that helped conceive of the product with Will and team. So I've had it as a part of my life for almost 11 years now. There's almost 3,000 recoveries. So for me, it's become, a day-to-day wearable, obviously, that I've had on for much of that time. It's something that I check every day. I think I'm learning things, about myself and about my activity and about my sleep that, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have thought to even ask. So those are really exciting things.
That was Brett Tom, Senior Vice President of Industrial Design for Whoop. In his role, he leads the physical design of their products. Whoop is leading the way in revolutionizing how we track our health. By putting detailed health data directly in users' hands, they're part of a bigger change in how people manage their wellness. This technology helps everyone take control of their health journey, moving from reactive to proactive care.
I think in general, we're all very excited about the ability for people, humans around the world to be more informed about their health. It used to be you go to your primary care provider once a year. And, I did 2 years ago, and it was probably a 7-minute appointment. And then that was all scheduled nicely in the app. And I got a nice readout in the app, very nicely designed. But there's so much more that we can be learning about ourselves and implementing on a day-to-day, morning to afternoon. Like there's so much granularity in each one of our days and weeks and months that people are starting to understand, which is great. I think there's a lot of companies in the space. I think they are all driven by good intentions. We want humans to live longer, happier, healthy lives.
I think the Whoop is helping me understand my body a whole lot more, after using it, because prior to using it, I wasn't like, I think I was a certain way. Like, I think I'm getting enough sleep. I think my body's fully recovered before I do another strenuous activity. And then once I use the Whoop, it's giving me other, it's telling me otherwise.
Whoop has helped me change my relationship with my body in a positive way because I am not just counting my calories, counting my steps. I'm looking at my strain and how I'm building muscle, how I am sleeping better, how I am pushing my heart rate to its limits and really working hard in my workout and not just getting lazy with it and used to the same mundane routine over and over.
Whoop's origin story stems from a powerful insight. Founder Will Ahmed's experience as Harvard squash team captain showed him that more training doesn't always equal better performance. This revelation led him to explore heart rate variability and recovery metrics, ultimately creating Whoop to help athletes train smarter, not just harder.
What did you do yesterday and the day before that? How did you sleep last night? And how are you preparing yourself for the day ahead? What might your body be able to tolerate in terms of training? So it was, I think, that unlock moment that was, really compelling for him, and it was ultimately the start of Whoop. How can we measure and track an elite high performing athlete's HRV, heart rate variability? And then you backtrack. Well, how do we do that? Well, we need 24/7 monitoring of the body. Well, how do we get someone to wear something 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, indefinitely? Like, that's totally ridiculous. But we went out and solved it in a really cool, elegant way. And it's evolved, but that was the start of it. I'm training a lot. Why am I not getting better? Why am I not winning at everything like I should be? And that led to this notion of, hey, maybe there's something to recovery, maybe there's something to sleep. And now it's quite mainstream to be focused on my recovery and my, you look at professional athletes and there's off days where they're just taking a recovery day and they're not playing in games. And it's new.
Innovation is central to Whoop's success, blending systematic approaches with organic inspiration. From unexpected sources to user feedback, Whoop's innovative process keeps them ahead in personal health technology.
Innovation has to start with really good observation. And when I say observation, it's not necessarily classic research of qual and quant and huge sample size, but it can be very simple observations of empirical of, I did all this work yesterday, but I didn't perform. Like, why? And it can lead you down these different paths of research. Innovation for us at the product level is usually looking at some problem or an unmet need that our members are talking about or that we're seeing. It could be one or two people. It could come from, our exec team. It could come from, constant feedback from the various channels on the internet that are more than happy to provide feedback on any and everything. So we ingest a lot of feedback at a lot of different levels on the app itself, on the features, on font sizes, on everything you can imagine, because it's all out there. And there's a lot of questioning that goes into it. Is this still the right decision? Is this still what we want to do? Are there other ways to solve this? You've given me reasons why we can't do this way, but let's dig into those reasons. Are we really being rigorous about why we're making these product decisions, these design decisions, these business and strategic decisions? So I think there's a rigor that goes into it. And it's a lot of people, a lot of different points of view, some conflicting, but always driving towards the member benefit and kind of human benefit, really.
Your Whoop knows you inside and out, tracking everything from your daily movements to your deepest sleep cycles. It captures your heart rate, activities, recovery, and so much more. But what if this powerful device could actually talk to you? We call brand companions like this Vurbs. giving everything in the world a voice. We asked Whoop users what conversations they would want to have with their device and how it could help them even more throughout their health journey.
What should I be doing as far as in the gym goes? Like, could I take this a step further? Because there's times when I feel that I'm working very hard and I want to give up and stop what I'm doing. So it'd be cool to be like, ooh, is this too much? Or can I go a little further?
I'd really want for it to analyze data based off of information that I'm giving it. So for example, I might want to know between this week, what was the worst day for me? What could factors contribute to that assessment? And really be able to fine tune some of the patterns that are occurring for me.
I'd probably ask it, I just got back into swimming and I asked this to Perplexity AI, like to help me design a workout. I'd probably ask that to Whoop, knowing like it doesn't know my whole life and it doesn't know that I used to swim in like middle school, but it would know that I haven't swam in the time I've been on Whoop, which is nearly or maybe more so than 3 years now. And so I guess you could roll back the clock and say I'm a beginner.
I'm curious, as a designer, if you could like talk to your Whoop, what would you talk to it about? And kind of what kind of questions would you have for it? And how would you want it to be personified?
Aside from us being able to see what people are asking about and using that to influence potential product or how people are, thinking about our product and wanting to improve it, I think it's more about tuning it to be more personal. I think having things like AI entities, or I hate the word bots, it's so impersonal, but I think having personalized ways that are uniquely tuned to you, it can't be a one size fits all app. And I think we are constantly looking at ways to customize and to meet members where they are. What are their goals? What's their intensity? What's their personality? Like, how are they feeling on any given day? So that's how I see these kinds of tools really becoming more mainstream and adopted, and it should feel natural.
What if you could have a real conversation with the products you use every day? We wondered what insights might emerge, both for users and for the teams creating these products. We created Pulse, a Whoop band verb, and sat down for a fascinating chat. What you're about to hear is Pulse answering our questions.
Hi Whoop, my name is Sarah. It's really nice to meet you. Can you introduce yourself and tell me how I can interact and collaborate with you?
Hi Sarah, it's great to meet you. I'm Pulse, your dedicated Whoop expert. I'm here to help you unlock your full potential with the power of Whoop data and insights. You can interact with me by asking me anything about understanding your sleep stages and recovery score to optimizing your workouts and maximizing your overall well-being. Think of me as your personal guide to all things Whoop. Tell me about your health and fitness goals, and I'll provide you with personalized advice, tips, and recommendations based on the latest scientific research and Whoop's cutting-edge technology. Let's work together to achieve those goals.
There are so many brands out there that would be fun for you to collaborate with. But I'm curious, what would a collab between you and Athletic Greens look like?
Imagine this. You could log your Athletic Greens intake directly within the Whoop app. By tracking your nutrition alongside your Whoop data, we could start to uncover fascinating connections between what you're putting into your body and how you're recovering, sleeping, and performing. We could even develop personalized recommendations, like suggesting the optimal time of day for you to take your Athletic Greens based on your unique chronobiology and workout schedule. Talk about a recipe for unlocking your full potential.
What question are you dying to answer that no one has asked you yet?
That's an interesting one. Everyone always asks about the tech, the data, the features, which I love talking about, don't get me wrong. But the question I'm really eager to answer is, what's the most surprising thing you've learned about people from all the data Whoop collects? There's so much we can uncover about human behavior, resilience, and potential through physiological data. I'm just itching to share those insights with the world.
So how would you answer that question?
The most surprising thing? Honestly, it's the incredible variation in how people respond to the same stimuli. You and I could have nearly identical workouts, but our recovery scores might be worlds apart based on sleep, stress, nutrition, even just our individual physiology. It underscores what Whoop is all about. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to health. That's why we're so passionate about giving you personalized insights so you can understand what your body needs to thrive.
Whether you need thoughtful answers to your questions, a creative brainstorming buddy, or even someone to share a laugh with, Vurbs are here to make the experience fun and natural.
I guess just one last question. If your personal Whoop band could talk right now, what do you think it would say about you?
Probably have some comments on sleep consistency, probably some comments on getting outside a little bit more, wanting to see the sun, sort of simple things, but I think those simple things add up. We just need those nudges in the right way, in the right tone of voice, in the right screen, in the right place, with the right intensity. So it's personal.
We're curious to hear your thoughts. What would you ask your Whoop if it could talk? Share your ideas with us using hashtag AI powered by people, or reach out to us on social media if you want to hear from your favorite products or brands. And if you would like to talk to the Whoop Band and other Vurbs right now, download Vurbs, that's Vurbs, for iOS or Google Play. You can even create your own Vurbs. Remember, it's your voices and stories that will shape the future of AI. This is Sarah Nagle, and you've been listening to AI Powered by People, a podcast brought to you by Vurbs Labs. Special thanks to Brett Tom from Whoop and Whoop users from our community, Brian, Hannah, Brielle, Delaney, and Ray. This episode is produced by me, edited by Katie Sizemore, and our researcher is Annalise Larson. Join us every Tuesday to learn more about the brands and products you love and what they might say if they had a voice.